Tired of the dull NFL offseason? Well, training camps are back and serving all the drama. Sky Moore slipping in Kansas City, Trey Hendrickson's holding out, and Christian Wilkins got axed in Vegas. But here's the thing, those three storylines are just barely scratching the surface. Let's dive into some wild camp updates as we take you behind enemy lines.
If at any time you find yourself enjoying the content, do your boys a favor and hit that like button. Also subscribe to the channel.
Before we discuss the others, let's focus on this week's happenings with the Chiefs. Camp kicked off, and there's been some major winners. UDFA's Brashard Smith and Jake Briningstool are still hyping up fans and have earned first-team reps due to their playmaking abilities. Rookies like Omarr Norman-Lott and Jalen Royals have also gotten tons of first-team reps on their respective sides of the football, and they look very good for it to be this early in the process. And has there been a bigger name in Chiefs Kingdom this week than Tyquan frickin' Thornton? Not a chance. This dude has made big play after big play, and the hype machine is on 1,000 with this guy. Nico Remigio has integrated into the offense some more and basically cemented himself as the #1 punt returner on the squad. Joshua Simmons has been holding down left tackle, and Jalen Moore has been at the right tackle spot, and it looks to stay that way until Jawan Taylor returns from the PUP list with that knee injury. We've seen Mahomes launching the deep ball to Brown and Worthy. Travis Kelce looks way faster and 10 years younger, and what seems to be inevitable, Rashee Rice is becoming a star for the Chiefs offense. With all these wide receivers stepping up their game, Sky Moore is falling behind fast, and there's been zero news on him so far through the first week of camp. And with this wide receiver room and the fans wanting him out of KC, this may just be the Chiefs' best opportunity to go ahead and cut ties with him. Let us know in the comments who has impressed you through the first week of Chiefs training camp and who you'd like to see a bit more from starting tomorrow when the pads come on and we can actually play some football.
Now let's move it along to some of these other teams and see how they're doing through week 1 of training camp.
The Raiders dropped a bomb on everyone this past week. Cutting Christian Wilkins is crazy. X went wild after his $110 million deal got axed over a foot surgery beef. Ian Rappaport says $35.2 million is gone. Fans are torn. Cap win or defensive disaster. We're sure there's going to be more to come out from this story, and maybe even some arbitrators and lawyers in the near future. Raiders fans, was dumping Wilkins a big mistake, or are you cool with it? On some lighter news, rookie wide receiver Jack Besh has been a bright spot in the Raiders camp so far. He had a crazy diving catch that blew up social media this week, and his 4.5 speed has got fans hyped. With a weak wide receiver room, Besh has the opportunity to get things humming with Geno Smith early and become a playmaker to watch in the AFC West. Raiders fans, is this kid your wide receiver one of the future?
In some Chargers news, Quentin Johnson is finally starting to ball out. Well, a little bit more than usual, let's say. He's fought through some big-time drops already, but he has been showing that 4.3 speed that's got X buzzing. Herbert has seemingly found something in Johnson, and their chemistry looks to be building, which is a great sign for the team. Team beat writers are calling him wide receiver 1. After a quiet rookie season, is Johnson going to be the 2025 game changer? Rookie tight end Gadsden is a 6'5" freak, and he's killing it in camp. His one-handed grab had an X blowing up this week, and fans are screaming that he's a fantasy sleeper. Outrunning defensive backs, this 5th-rounder speed fits Harbaugh's offense like a glove. Bolts fans, could Gadsden be the steal of the draft? Let us know down in the comments. In Broncos news, Bo Nix was absolutely cooking in Denver's training camp on Friday. The Broncos seem to be one of the last teams to start camp, as their first day was yesterday. The team seems to be impressed with newcomer Evan Ingram, as he was chosen to speak to the media after practice along with coach Sean Payton. Nick seemed to be on the same page as Sutton and Mims throughout the day, and fans were excited for another shot at the playoffs.
On to the Bengals, and head coach Zach Taylor has told reporters on Wednesday that he anticipates quarterback Joe Burrow will be playing more preseason games, quote, than we ever have before, as they prepare for week 1. The Bengals are looking to overcome a string of slow starts in 2025, having had lost their first 2 games in each of the last 3 seasons. Taylor also said he had a sense defensive end Trey Hendrickson would not arrive for training camp without a new contract. The club officially placed Hendrickson on the reserve/did not report list on Wednesday. Hendrickson is apparently in Florida with his family. The Joe Burrow to Chase connection seems to be as strong as ever, as both have looked super good so far in camp. Second-year wide receiver Jermaine Burton is also performing well, and they're hoping he has a good year too. There was an injury to report for the Bengals though. Their guard/center Lucas Patrick was seen limping, and trainers were looking at his right calf area. He was sent to the locker room for evaluation, and further updates were unknown at the time of this recording.
And some good news for you Bengals fans. At long last, the stalemate between the Cincinnati Bengals and their first-round pick has come to an end. The Bengals and Jamar Stewart have agreed to terms on the defensive end's fully guaranteed 4-year contract, NFL Network insider Tom Pelissero reported on Friday. Let us know what you think about all of that down in the comments, Bengals fans. It seems like a head-scratcher as they let Jamar Stewart sit out for way too long and then gave him exactly what he was asking for in the first place. In Eagles news, camp kicked off on Wednesday and Hurts looked pretty sharp right out of the gate.
You work hard, you play hard, and we know Chiefs Kingdom cheers hard. And when you do that, it's obvious you work up a little stank. You don't have to walk around smelling like Bigfoot's Grab yourself some Mando full body deodorant or some Mando whole body deodorant spray. They even have whole body deodorant cream. You have no reason to stink. We absolutely love Mando, and that's why we partnered with them to bring their goodness to you. There's 4 scents. This bourbon leather here is fantastic. They also have Clover Woods, Mount Fuji, and Pro Sport scent. So do you want to try America's #1 whole body deodorant formula? Of course you do. You can find them at Walmart, Target, and other retailers across the country. But for the best deals, go to shopmando.com. You can pick up a Mando starter pack. It's absolutely perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like a mini body wash or deodorant wipes, and you get free shipping. Free shipping is huge. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence head to toe with Mando.
Before practice, the Eagles placed Nakobe Dean on the PUP list with a knee injury. Dean was a spectator at practice, but was watching closely and got some mental reps after the session ended. Rookie Jihad Campbell, who had shoulder surgery this offseason, was able to practice on Wednesday as a limited participant and even took reps in 11-on-11s. The Eagles also seem excited about defensive end Jalix Hunt, and for good reason. Hunt had a great rep on Wednesday, picking up a sack on Jalen Hurts. We've all kept our eyes on Jair Alexander, and while it's hard to put a lot of stock in anything before the pads come on, it's also hard to ignore how good he looks. He's making plays, he's breaking up passes, he fits in with his new Ravens teammates. Everyone paying attention seems to be noticing. He hasn't played more than 7 games in each of the past 2 seasons, but injuries aside, it's easy to see why Baltimore took a chance on him. Lamar Jackson seems to be connecting with Rashad Bateman for plenty of deep shots, and Devontae Walker, an intriguing wide receiver prospect from last year's draft, was also making some big plays and is looking to carve out a role. Lastly, undrafted free agent Ruben Lowry could be a training camp darling to watch out for out of UT Chattanooga. The athletic defensive back made several big plays on day 2 of camp, so keep an eye on him.
Lastly, some Buffalo Bills news. Running back James Cook participated in practice as the Bills opened training camp on Wednesday. Cook reported to camp on Tuesday despite seeking a contract extension. Wide receiver Laviska Shenault and tight end Dawson Knox were placed on the non-football injury list, and tackle Spencer Brown and center Cedric Van Pran Granger were placed on the PUP list. Some good news for Bills fans though. Joey Bosa was actually on the field. First-round rookie Maxwell Hairston was not with the starting defense this week. Instead, veterans Tre'Davious White started across from Christian Benford on the outside. While Hairston began his training camp with the second team, he still performed pretty well. Hairston made a couple big plays during the workout. Finally, Keon Coleman, Elijah Mitchell, and Khalil Shakir were making some nice plays and getting separation over the middle of the field. So it looks like Josh Allen will still have plenty of weapons to keep the offense rolling.
Once again, everybody, if you enjoy the content, do your boys a favor, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Hang out with All Chiefed Up for the rest of the season. Also, get down in the comments and let us know what you think about all of these stories.
Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing this with a friend. We'll catch you next time. Go Chiefs.